Hi and welcome to Budget Model Railways. So a little bit of an update. Done quite a bit of work on the lift-off hill. So I spoke about this in the last video. Somebody gave me the idea that the way of being able to get to both tracks was to have a hill that would lift off. And I'd started doing the uprights, but now I've done quite a bit more. So I've got the uprights that are scattered through. I've extended the base slightly because I needed it bigger than I made it, which is really easy, just using some offcuts. Because the idea now is, so let's let the train run through, is that the station is going to go this side, it's this side, to allow me a bigger and more gentle hill. And then what's going to happen is this edge is going to be hidden by a low wall. The low wall will stay here so that that will hide the join. But just to prove the point, I'm just going to let the train run round. Because otherwise it'll get knocked. So just let that disappear around there. Get out of the way. So just to prove the point, this will lift off. Be a big lift off hill. And that covers both the top track and then also in there the bottom track. Excuse the shaky camera angle for a bit. And that's why it's got to be made really out of cardboard. It's going to have absolutely nothing on it, just some buildings. So it really doesn't need to be made out of wood and plaster or anything else. It would be too heavy to lift. And what I'll do is I'll secure some buildings on it and I'll just pull the building. The idea of the lower area here is to copy an idea from an old layout of mine, and I'll run some railway cottages in there off a little side road here. And it just gives you a multi-level effect then, rather than it simply being a hill. And then over here, there'll be a road that will come round over the track and then run down through here, across the bridge and into the other village, which then neatly brings me to the other bit of progress I've done. This has all been paper mache'd and painted. Got a loco going under there. And can then be scattered. I don't overdo my paper mache. The fact that it moves slightly really doesn't bother me, because again, it's not going to have anything on it. And it means I don't have the worries of it cracking like you get with plaster. It will be just fine. That will work really well. I had a little discussion actually with a nice family in Eastbourne Model Shop today who just started hills. And they were talking about making hills. And I said, look, just do scatter. It might not look in theory as good as static grass, but you're looking at £30 plus for a static grass applicator before you even start. That's a bag of scatter at about £3. Paper mache, paint, a bit of emulsion and some scatter. And especially with kids, you end up with a lot of fun and a really nice hill. And, you know, the hills over here, does anybody realistically notice that they're not static grass? The grass hasn't always got to be long anyway. I think those hills look just fine. So I'm not too bothered. We'll carry on over here the same way. This is the rather smashing little Electrotron 060 going through there. It's got to be one of the smartest looking little locos I've got. Rather nice. Beautiful little runner. Like everything else, gone up appreciably in price now. But I got mine about 2 and a bit years ago when you could still pick them up for about 60 quid. So there we go. Quite a bit going on. I have actually, it's going to be difficult to show you, and I won't pan too quickly because people complain, but I have actually started on the exhibition layout. I've got back scenes on there and some extra hills and things run, but I'm not quite sure still whether I'm going to have time to finish that prior to something in May, and we might have some issues getting dug there, so we will see. But there we go. So the actual shed layout is coming along quite nicely. As somebody commented, I think taking your time to do it is quite good, because I've now not really known what I was going to do with this top level beyond this bit. So I've built this bit, and then I've had an idea for that bit. Sorry, that was a bit of a quick pan. And now I know what I'm building. I can build it quite quickly. And that's going to look really good then. We'll have 3 trains running. I'm just going to start the top one again. We'll have 3 trains running on the layout. I was in here last night, actually, just watching trains run, which is just great because you got 3 different trains running, going around different areas, and you got the triangle there in the middle where they all meet, and occasionally they all meet at about the same time. So there you go, a little bit more of an update, quite a bit going on still, and very much in the budget model railways theme. I didn't pay anything for any of that cardboard. It's all spare packaging that actually I can pick up free from my local electrical store if I don't have any. That'll be paper mache and a bit of scatter. Cost me a few quid to make that. So I hope you're enjoying your model railways, and I'll speak to you again soon.